As the head of Real Estate DACH at UBS Asset Management, Daniel Brüllmann is one of Switzerland's largest real estate owners, at least indirectly. It's a great pleasure to have the opportunity today to talk about IT projects, software development, Wüest Dimensions, partnerships, and Ruby. But first things first, as head of DACH, what are your areas of responsibility, and what are you and your team responsible for?
UBS's real estate business has stood for the responsible real estate management of various products and vehicles for more than 80 years. These currently include 8 listed real estate funds in Switzerland, 2 investment groups, and external mandates. In total, there are over 1,100 properties with a market value of over 27 billion Swiss francs. We manage all areas of real estate portfolios, meaning that we buy properties, we build properties, we renovate them, and we rent them out.
Now you and your team have decided to replace the entire platform that manages these properties. What were the challenges or difficulties you faced back then? And what was the solution you were looking for?
For many years, we operated software developed in-house, using a legacy programming language. This ultimately limited the scalability of the platform. It was also the case that the expertise for this platform and the programming language were almost impossible to find. And a very important aspect was the lack of community and exchange with other specialists.
There are, of course, various providers developing real estate software, and you opted for Wüest Partner and Wüest Dimensions. Why did you choose us and our solution specifically?
We put a lot of thought into it, and ultimately, what persuaded us to choose Wüest Partner was the fact that we already have a long-standing partnership with Wüest Partner. In other words, there is, or has been, trust from the very beginning. We also knew that Wüest Partner had the technical expertise and knowledge of the processes involved in real estate management. It was important that we could effectively map the processes for all aspects of our business digitally, and also effectively integrate our processes across the board, so that we could cover every business aspect with the software. The platform is also already widely used across the market. This means that a community already exists to a certain extent, and therefore, the interaction and further development within the Wüest Partner solution environment with other existing market partners is also made possible.
It's actually interesting. It's not classic IT development or software development that was the main reason for choosing Wüest Partner and our solution, although they're a prerequisite, of course, but other important topics that make life easier because of the processes and professional expertise we bring. If you can summarize it a bit like that, that was also the starting signal for the Ruby project almost 3 years ago. So what is Ruby? What kind of project was it? And why Ruby?
We chose the name Ruby because it's the name of a programming language. We saw it as a symbol of change, further development, and innovation in our business processes. Ruby is also the name of the well-known red gemstone, which to us symbolizes clarity and transparency. And transparency was very important to us both internally and externally, as in this development. Internally, this means we wanted our process solutions to be cross-departmental. We wanted to integrate processes and map them digitally from A to Z. But of course, transparency is also very important for us externally, for our investors. So when it comes to reporting to our investors, it was important that we could present our products as transparently and clearly as possible. In summary, all these aspects led us to choose this name.
I think Project Ruby was one of the biggest IT projects at UBS Asset Management. You've just mentioned earlier everyone who has been working on it, various internal stakeholders from UBS, who were likely used to something else for 20 years. They had already built up a lot of knowledge internally, and to transfer that to a new platform in one fell swoop is actually a hugely complex undertaking that you've embarked on back then. And every IT project by itself brings with it difficulties, hurdles, and unforeseen issues. What were the biggest challenges you faced in the Ruby project, and how did you solve them?
For us, it was very important from the beginning that we do everything in a partnership-based manner, both internally and externally, so that we treat each other as equals. That meant all internal stakeholders, but also the collaboration with Wüest Partner, were aligned in such a way that we work effectively as a team and truly treat each other as partners. I think we have developed a very good team spirit on both sides. When there were any problems, we looked for constructive solutions by sitting down together to figure out how to move forward. I think one of the biggest challenges of this project was that we started in the middle of the COVID pandemic, which meant that we were working from home and over video calls. That didn't work out so well, or go so smoothly at the beginning. That had to be learned. You still had to get your act together somehow, and that was certainly a big challenge. At the same time, as an exclusive partner, we had the opportunity to help define the scope of the project and direct it in a way that ensured we could work effectively and purposefully. In other words, we focused on the most important processes. It was crucial that we didn't get bogged down, that we didn't try to do everything together, but instead focused on the key issues. We also defined a product owner on both sides, internally and externally, who not only had the technical expertise, but was also equipped with the necessary skills to act quickly. And we defined high-level requirements right from the start. So it was clear that these had to be fulfilled. This then guided us through the entire process and gave us the opportunity to effectively identify added value on both sides.
Are there perhaps any additional learnings that you would like to share with others who may be facing similar challenges? What are your recommendations for them?
So, I think one very important aspect, which we increasingly noticed or realized, was that Wüest Dimensions is a tool for specialists. This means that it's crucial that you train the people who will then work with it really well as take the time and effort needed for providing training, and that you run a sufficient amount of training courses with everyone who will then use the software. I think that's a very important aspect.
You mentioned that people are using the software now. The application is live. Who is that? Who uses Wüest Dimensions in your company?
At the moment, there are 80 to 100 people using it across various departments, such as accounting controlling, asset management, construction management, and portfolio management. This means that there are people from very different fields using different parts, but they are also interlinked. What we also envision is that over time, we will be able to use parts of the software in Germany for our German products, which I am also responsible for, as it's part of the DACH region that I oversee. That is to say, we are already in the process of planning the next steps.
The current market environment has shifted. Things are no longer as rosy as they used to be in the property market. There is also more cost pressure. At the same time, you also have to manage your properties more actively in order to identify and create added value for you. How is Wüest Dimensions supporting you on this path?
For us, it is very important that this platform gives us the flexibility to develop the business further and the scalability to generate further growth. We also envision that we have lower operational risks, so we can use the consistency of the processes to work more efficiently and precisely. We also expect that we will be able to make faster decisions because we can effectively provide all the necessary information in one tool, in one platform. And all of this should have a positive impact on our positioning in the market. Ultimately, we want to create added value for our investors, our customers, and our tenants. And last but not least, sustainability should also benefit. We have been able to take some major steps to further develop this area. All this means that with the new platform, we are equipped for further growth.
Yes, you hinted at it in the interview. An important milestone has been reached in the Ruby project with the Go Live. Now you can work with the platform, but that's really just the beginning of another journey. It's not the end of a project, but a journey we can continue to accompany you on, precisely with, as you mentioned, bringing sustainability, the entire field of data science, digital intelligence, and artificial intelligence into the platform with you, as not only very important partners, but also alongside the whole community. I am delighted with that, and also that we were able to talk about this today. Thank you very much for your trust, for the Ruby project, and for the opportunity, so that together we can offer you and the entire industry even more added value. Thank you very much for the interview, Daniel Brüllmann, and here's to a bright and successful future.
Thank you also from my side.